Okay, here we go. Board of Finance special meeting for December 17th. Calling to order at 7:03, 7:02. We have seating of alternates. I'll entertain a motion to seat Hazel for Andrea.
So moved. Seconded.
Thank you, Amy. And public comment. All right, we'll move on. I have just two communications that are not here. One was emailed, was just to reconfirm the January 10th CCM training that I did send to everybody if they were interested. So just reminding that, and I did get a communication that the audit extension was filed timely. So those were mine two that I had that I did not. Just to bring forward. And we'll get started on any other communications that I missed. Okay, we'll start on to the secretary's report.
I move that we approve the secretary's report of November 10th, 2025.
Second, thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Can we hear Carl?
Yes, aye.
Thank you. Opposed? All right, motion passes. Treasurer's report. I actually just received, it's not in your packet, apologize, but I did get the Board of Finance, so we will include it in the minutes for our expenses through November, and it's $19,325 so far to date of our $39,000 budget.
That's through November?
That's through November, Amy. So I will put that into the minutes. And then let's see. And then we have the October 31st. Everybody should have gotten those.
I make a motion to receive or accept. Receive the treasurer's report of October 31st, 2025, including the balance sheet, profit and loss monthly, profit and loss year to date, balance sheet, town of Canaan reserve accounts, and the general fund summary and projection.
Second, Mark. Any discussion? I have one thing while I'm getting myself there.
Okay.
And Dave, you were mentioning the balance in the salt shed line?
Yeah.
And of course, in this document, it's 100
and something.
116. Can you
Can I
shed
explain
some
that?
light, please?
We took out the money that we had committed for our 20% for the steep grant, which would leave the balance of 48,251.39. So that's the money we're working with now.
So we removed how much out of there? Approximately. I'm sorry.
Well, what we have left is $48,251.
Okay.
$251. And again, just for clarification here, that was part of the steep grant, and this is something that we've been saving for a number of years. I'll look over to our DPW manager and look at his face, and he'll tell you how long it's been. So when we get to the part where we're going to talk about going to town meeting, I'll just expand on it a little bit.
Okay, I think for the next meeting, I think it would be very helpful to show the withdrawals
Okay.
from the various reserves for that. So
I know that the treasurer is working on a worksheet, as you had asked, a
Yep.
balanced worksheet of where we are
with those
with all
funds.
these.
Okay.
So are we saying that 116 is not actually the right number? It's lower than that?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because this was at the end of October, and so what's
Since then.
transpired in November and December is now bringing us.
The monies that are being committed.
Okay, all right, just want to confirm, because threw me for a little. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor of receiving?
Aye.
I,
Aye. He passes. Tax collectors.
Are we doing, is the number 3?
Oh, number 3, I do not have a reconciliation. Actually, let's have a thank you. I was wondering if I'd like to approach the board and just say, are we okay asking that to become a quarterly to us versus monthly for the reconciliations from the treasurer? I think that would be more appropriate than, yeah.
yes.
If we
All
did
right.
it quarterly, I think it is a good idea. I just have a question. If we did it quarterly, let's just say July, August, September, what meeting would we be reviewing the quarter one for? Would we be seeing that reconciliation as early as October or November, do you think?
Probably, whenever we would get, because it would be what, July, August, September, and we would review September in November. So that would be, yeah, it would be November.
Okay, thanks.
You're
So
welcome.
I think it's a good idea to do quarterly, just so that we don't have the expectation of seeing the quarter one immediately following
Yep.
quarter one.
All right.
So you made a motion to get report, to receive that report quarterly.
I will.
Is that what you
Yeah.
did? That's what I was asking.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to move to receive the reconciliations quarterly from the town treasurer versus every month.
Every month, yeah. Okay.
Seconded.
Second,
Can we just make sure that we communicate the actual months we expect to see those?
Yes.
Just like, instead of
Yep.
saying, okay,
Yep.
it's about, a month or two after, actually just pinpoint the dates. So we can time to meetings.
We could say the month, you could say to be reviewed 2 months after the quarter close.
yeah,
Right.
okay. So, Amy, you amend the motion?
Yes, amend the motion to say received quarterly reports 2 months after the quarter closes at the regular Board of Finance meeting.
You, second? Discussion, all in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
I,
Right, so based on the amended motion to receive the reconciliations quarterly, 2 months after the quarter closes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Yes, thank you. Tax collector. Feel like we're running about on track. Kind of a motion to receive it.
So
Thank you, Lisa.
second.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Board of Education, this one is through November.
Yep.
Motion to receive the Board of Ed.
Mm.
Thank you, Tom.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor of receiving the Board of Ed?
Aye.
Aye. Dave,
Well, sticking with our holiday streamlining of our report here. I just have two things that I want to bring to your attention this evening. Everything else that we had on our report, our selectmen's report was just normal business. But what we have dealing with money is two things. We received a professional services agreement from AEA. I believe I shared that with you.
I
Ginger.
haven't
Okay.
seen it, but no.
Okay, and it is for 26/5, Chris, 26. 8, yeah, 26/5. 26/5. And what we're looking to do, and I would ask the Board of Finance that currently we have $48,251.39 in that salt shed account. Now, what I want to make abundantly clear to everyone here is that, in fact, although this is a bill for personal services agreement for 26/5, there are other things that may have to be done, and they put it in here as soil borings and things like that. And this is all inclusive. And again, this is what I want to make very, very clear, is this is all inclusive. They put the personal services agreement for the salt shed and the wastewater, or what I like to call the water oil separator for the town garage. When we go to town meeting, if you recommend that we go to town meeting, I would like to make that very, very clear to the legislative body that we will be using the money for those two projects, even though it comes out of the non-recurring capital fund for the salt shed. They are so closely related, not just physically, but in what we are doing down there, that it's almost counterproductive to put together two different PSAs when they can be handled by one. And I would also ask, since the fact that we had that line, the non-recurring capital fund for the salt shed, that we just close that line and leave $1 in that line and have all that rest of that money as contingency, so we wouldn't have to go back to town meeting to get that money out if we ran over for something that went awry with the engineering or some other study that we may have. So what I'm asking is us to close out that line except for $1 and put that money aside for the salt shed, engineering, and the water oil separator.
I have a question. I am hearing you very clearly, but for some reason I don't understand. You were saying there were two purposes that are very closely related, but I didn't understand which two purposes you were talking about.
Amy, what I'm talking about is basically where the salt shed is going next to the town garage, and where the oil water separator and wastewater, they're just feet away from each other. So it almost seems counterproductive to break up the two. I mean, they're not just physically close, but it is actually one big project that we'll be doing over there. So,
so
again,
are you asking us to put how much is in the fund now?
Right now we have $48,251.39. I am asking for $48,250.39, leaving $1 in the line.
Got it. Thank you so much.
And I just want to add, everyone, that, I don't say this tongue in cheek, but I don't think we'll be putting up another salt shed next to it. So again, I don't think we'll be putting money away right away for another salt shed. Hopefully that this will last us at least my lifetime.
This will be the end of the salt shed, which we anticipated.
Right. But we wouldn't keep that line open for maintenance or anything
no.
like that. That would just come under the DPW budget after that. So why not? Why
I
not do it
think,
that
I
way?
do think it has to be maintained for like, I want to say a year, I almost want to say 3 years. I could be wrong on 3.
I have to check with the auditors.
Yeah, so check with the auditors and just make sure, but $1 is $1.
Yeah.
So
So what does that agreement actually cover? Did it actually any build, or is it just all surveys and plans?
this is all, let me just go over it briefly with everyone so they know. It's look at the existing conditions, grant permitting phase, which is going to be with working with DEP regarding stormwater and so forth, construction documentation phase, bidding phase, and construction administration phase.
But not the construction costs. That's with the
Right.
steep grant.
Not construction costs, that's the steep grant.
Got it. Thanks.
And what's allocated to the steep grant covers all the construction of that? Do we need any more of the money that's in the reserve? Okay.
No. But again, let me be perfectly clear, and I said a few times, so forgive me when I say that. I know that we're asking for all the money out, but I still think it's easier now to take it out and allocate it for the engineering. And yes, we're going to have a little bit of extra money, but rather than going back and saying, hey, I want $30,000 now, and then coming back and say, oh, there was an overrun because we had to have additional soil borings, and we needed
Well,
another
we're gonna
permit.
have a full accounting of what's going on with
You
this
will have a
project
full accounting.
anyways, and we're gonna have the steep grant. We'll know that this fund is part of this
Yes.
48 is part of funding the two
Right.
pieces of it to finish,
Right.
especially where they overlap.
Yes.
So are you wanting us to recommend to town meeting that we move 48,250.39 for the purpose of the salt shed and wastewater processing project?
Correct.
And to put it in a holding account, to be used as needed, like a contingency. You mentioned putting it in a contingency account. Where do we put it if we don't put it? Where do we put it while you're waiting to call down upon it?
I would have to defer to the treasurer on that. Okay. Where we would earmark it, where we would put it. But again, we're probably not going to spend it all at once.
Right.
Hopefully.
So it has to live someplace.
Yeah, and I think Amy's got the good point, is ultimately that'll be the discussion.
That'll be with the
I think the treasurer should be able to answer the question of where it should, where it'll reside, so it isn't lost in the shuffle.
Right.
The only concern I would have, and it may not be a big one, is that, let's say you need the 26.5 now, but you don't need the other 22,000 until next June, for whatever reason, and we've lost interest on that. I don't know if it's a big deal or not. I don't know what rates they're invested right now.
Okay, so we put it in an interest-bearing account.
Yeah, I think it should be
Okay.
fair.
We'll take the recommendation of the treasurer and the Board of Finance.
So I would say next meeting, maybe she can give us an update of where that is.
Okay.
Okay, and you had another item?
The other item that I have is a bill from Cardinal Engineering. And this was from services rendered from 6/9/2025 all the way through 8/6/2025. And it had to do with the Cobble Road Bridge. And we had to rely on their engineering expertise. One of their engineers came out and assisted us in deciding on what we were going to do with the bridge. As you know, we are having that entire bridge replaced. But in the meantime, the state was concerned about how much weight we put over it. So we had to have them look at the bridge. And of course, having an engineer, we don't have an engineer here in town, but we utilize them to speak with us to the state regarding what needed to be done and what could be done, so on and so forth. So that bill was an on-call bill, if you will. And it's $2,095.50.
And will it have they kind of done that work and reported to the state?
We have the bridge currently open under 5 ton. And hopefully we can maintain it to be, to put it fiscally, we're having the entire bridge replaced within 5 years, which will cost over $1.2 million right now. And to do any major repairs to that bridge that's going to be knocked down and a new bridge put up, at least to my fellow Board of Selectmen, seems ridiculous. So we're trying to maintain the bridge. We spoke with the state, and there may come a day, Amy, somewhere down the road where they're going to come out and say, listen, you have to close it all together. And that's why we've done the work at the other end of Cobble Road, to make it passable.
I understand.
So
The question I had really is more to do with the work of Cardinal Engineering. It was an on-call expense, understandable. They were assessing the bridge because we don't have an engineer, and they were, you said, reporting to the state. I was just wondering, is all that done, or is there another bill coming?
no, that's all done right now. I'm
Great.
sorry.
Thank
I
you.
misunderstood.
No problem.
Okay. Hopefully the state will come out and say, oh, you know what? It looks worse, but hopefully we'll be able to hang on.
Got it. Thank you.
Anything else?
No, the only thing is, it would be your choice up to the Board of Finance whether or not you took that out of your funds to pay for that, or we go to town meeting and take it out of the bridge fund. The only warning that I have for the bridge fund is that I know somewhere down the road, we have 6 bridges that need work. We're studying those also. That money might be needed. So, at, almost $2,100. So I would look to the Board of Finance to see how they would want to do it. I am amenable to either way you want to do it, but my thought would be for you to pay for it now, give us the funds to pay for it, rather than us go to town meeting and take it out of the non-recurring capital fund.
Okay, all right, so it's on our agenda for new business, so we will come back to it.
Thank you.
Carl and I are always wondering this. Any progress on Railroad Street building?
Thank you.
Tell you what, Carl, Amy, I am getting more gray hair and losing what hair I have in trying to schedule meetings. So as of this moment, no.
Is there anyone helping you with this?
Right now, it seems to be right in my hands, but we will be reconvening the 35 Railroad Street Committee sometime in January.
Okay, may the force be with you.
I hope so.
All right. Old business. Few items on here, Board of Finance policies. Amy and I shared with Amy some of everything that I had collected to start building policy guidebook, I guess you would say.
Yeah, and I'm making progress, and I will report back to you before the next meeting, well before the next meeting, with any questions I have.
All right. Perfect. Thank you, Amy. So, on the capital plan, Dave and I met, and I was actually brought, and I'm sorry, Amy, I will send a copy to you and Carl and Vanessa after. But I brought a copy of something that I've been digging for everyone to kind of look at, which is,
I've got it.
I don't like to reinvent the wheel when we start talking capital plans, especially when a capital request form. So I did some research, and the state of Massachusetts has absolutely fantastic forms and fantastic guidelines to start, at least it's a starting point. But so I pulled this project request. Dave and I are going to plan to meet probably January. We're going to get through the holidays.
We got $2.
We're going to meet with the different departments, committees, commissions, to kind of talk through a capital. This is not meant to be overwhelming. I do have the second page is just to show the project categories. So what this form is, Amy, Carl, Vanessa, is a form that gives the requester to give some basic information on what they're looking to request. And we should have something like this for each different type of, whether it's a motor vehicle or whether it's a playground set. Just to kind of give an idea what the description is, what type of priority we're feeling like it is. And again, this is something that was developed. We could edit it and make some, is it urgent? Is it moderate? Low? But to encourage people to think and I know talking with the new grant organization that this is the type of data they need in order to start helping to grow and look for grants. It would give an estimated project cost, which sometimes people know, sometimes you don't. A life expectancy of whatever it is, how long it would take to complete, what the operating cost impact would be, which is very important to know when you're talking about a capital item, as well as any discounts if you had a trade-in or something that might reduce the cost of it. And then the last piece would be what other revenue or funds and that are available. And that would be some of our non-recurring capital funds would be part of that, as well as if we know down the road there's a grant, if somebody's aware of it when they submit these. But I think this is the kind of the route we're going to go to build that plan. And it doesn't have to be, I mean, it looks overwhelming at first, but when you get down to it, it's very basic. It's a nice form. And this is the state of Massachusetts has a whole website on doing and pulling this type of stuff together. So I'm borrowing.
Yes,
I'm borrowing.
It's a great starting point.
That's all it's meant to be, and it's just a start. So I will share it with everybody via email as well, but I wanted to just bring it forward to show that we're kind of taking a look at how we're going to build this capital plan. Because we don't like surprises, none of us, and I think this is the only, it'll be the start. It's not going to be the end all. So more to come, probably closer to the February meeting by the time we get through.
Bravo.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Absolutely. I will send it to both you and Judy. Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty straightforward, but I haven't edited. I just pulled it down. And then the RFP is out with due dates back February 13th, I believe, for the audit. So that's kind of pending right now. There's not much more we can do with that. So that's what I have for old business. And no suspense. On the new business, I did just add a discussion of the distribution of the meeting. Just to make it all for easy, I want to make sure everybody has the paperwork information, documents to review ahead of time. We talked about, putting it on the website and directing, saying a link there, or having just, we can have the tax collector, everybody just send it to us. Treasurer, thought processes.
The conversation with Michelle that she mentioned that she sends some of this stuff out relatively early. So I asked her, why doesn't she just send it to everybody? To me, that makes a lot of sense. It may not be the final version, but having an ongoing flow of information is always useful.
Okay.
So I'm in favor of as much information as early as possible and from the original sources as if at all possible.
Right.
I'm in favor of us pulling it from the website because that's where everyone else gets it from too. So at least we're looking at the same information as everybody else does. So I feel like that's fair. If we have different information, it's not maybe on the website for our citizens to look at. I think that doesn't feel right to me. So pulling it all from there makes sense.
I actually like both, because if we get it from Michelle, we know that we don't have to print it out yet, but we have more time to look at it. And then when it's time for the meeting, I love what Tom says, is that everyone, the public, we are all seeing the same stuff. But so I like a combination of both. I don't need to, especially Michelle and the Board of Education stuff. Those are documents I personally need to have some time to look at, and make time to look at.
I think the Tom's point makes a lot of sense. We need one set of documents that we're going to officially use, and that's the stuff that's published on the website. The other stuff may be preliminary information that gives us the opportunity to ask some questions early on. But it's for information only. It's not the final form.
Mhm.
So I just as soon have whatever sent out can be
Yep.
sent out as it can be, with the recognition and the realization that the only valid final form is whatever's
Is what's
published
gonna be on the website. Okay,
Sure.
I'm in game with that.
Yeah. Sounds like a
Amy,
plan.
all right. Any other comments? It's just a discussion and just how we're gonna do it. So I think we're in agreement.
Yeah, I really commend you for putting it that public link for everybody. I really appreciate that.
Have help.
Yeah.
I won't take claim for that.
Is that how you do it now? You do it?
I put it together,
And
put it all together, and I get somebody else to,
Mhm.
yeah. I have no problem merging all the PDFs and doing that. Um,
Time that it takes.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting better at it. The Board of Selectmen for the next item agenda is what Dave, you had asked us with the assumption that the Board of Selectmen would recommend. So I'd like to entertain well, I guess I
Motion?
can read.
No,
Motion, I could,
I'll do a motion if you want for an amendment. I mean, because he gave us more information. Or
yeah,
you
we
want it?
have to, yeah, request for the salt shed
Yeah.
capital funds. So,
So I'll make a motion to recommend to go to town meeting a request to take up to $45,250 and 39 cents.
48. Amy, I'm gonna-
$48,250.39. Out of the non-recurring capital account for the salt shed, which is number 1028, for the purpose of engineering services and design for the salt shed and town garage truck washdown wastewater system site, and that those funds will be placed in an interest-bearing account to be drawn down as called upon by vendors. That okay?
That's good. A second?
Second.
Martin, second. Any discussion? Other than what we've. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, motion passes. You're setting that up.
I will set that up. I'll get together with the board of selectmen and we'll set up a meeting because we have several other things also.
Pending
Okay.
stuff for.
Oh, we have other pending things.
Okay. The 8C on our new business is a request from the Board of Selectmen to pay for the Cardinal Engineering.
Now, Dave was wondering where would we get the
Really the
funds?
cobble roads.
Would we take it from our
Where do you want to suggest
allocation?
it? Do you,
That
would be, why don't you start with a motion and is that where you would
Okay,
suggest
great.
it? Start there.
I'll make a motion just for discussion. I move to allocate funds up to I don't know if allocate's the right word, but to allocate funds of $2,095.50 to pay Cardinal Engineering for services rendered by them relative to the Cobble Road Bridge after notification of problems with the bridge. Such funds to come from the Board of Finance annual allocation, just for the sake of discussion.
Second, Hazel. Okay. Discussion.
We haven't needed anything out of that discretionary fund yet, have we?
No, I have
Who
not.
seconded, Tom?
Hazel,
Hazel.
nothing yet.
Yeah.
So this would be the first out of the 20,000.
If we didn't allocate it from our fund, where else would we, what other funds would we use?
we would look at taking it out of the non-recurring capital fund for bridges and bridge maintenance where we have $21,000. The one thing that I would just say is, we know that we probably in the very near future, probably within the next year and a half, there will be some other issues with some of the other bridges where we might need to go to that non-recurring capital fund and to take almost $2,100 out of it might be a little counterproductive now, as long as you have the appropriation from your funds for the $2,095.50.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of Amy's motion to utilize the Board of Finance discretionary funds for the $2,095.50. Please signify by saying aye.
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 Carl,
Aye.
thank you. Motion passes. And there is not any other business, so public comment. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Have a
Thank
great
you all.
holiday, everybody.
Holiday.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Probably no snow on Christmas. But
Oh.
Seven
7:39.
love that. It's in my quality.
Oh, that's the best thing, told you.
I don't know. Rick life, Princeton, thank you.
Yeah.
Pickleball.
How was that? That was good. That was good.
Want me to,
I'm sorry I was here. I'm still a little.
I know. I feel the same way. I'm trying to figure out what.
Oh, no.